We're out here on the river today doing a little fishing. Wild Dog custom tackle. We decided we'd take a break, tell you a little bit about our lures.
Well, what we have here, a lot of questions is how do you reverse the skirt on one of these lures? The lure comes out of the package looking just like this, skirt down. If you hold the lure upside down, you have a split ring. So what you want to do is remove the whole split ring assembly and the hook. Next step, you want to grab your skirt by the top of the cone and slowly and straight pull it off just like that. So now two separate pieces. Simply reverse the skirt. So now I'm holding the skirt upside down. It's made out of a latex, so it's very soft, but you got to be gentle. You don't want to tear it. Slowly push it back on, and you make sure your small bead is in there. That centers the skirt up to the shaft. Now you have a reversed skirt. We have a couple both ways here.
Alright, what is the advantage or the reasoning for reversing the skirt?
Some people like to reverse the skirt because it gives the lure a bigger profile under the water. Some people like to run it right out of the package like that because it's like a fishtail almost behind the blades, the two Colorado blades. So what we'll do is just put this hook back on now.
What is that for a hook?
This is a 2-aught double strength eagle claw Laker hook.
Is that biodegradable?
Yep, and it's a biodegradable hook. It will rot out of the fish's mouth if you lose one of these in the fish's mouth, which does happen. There you go, hook back on. I have one hooked up here. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you fish the lure? I fish it a couple different ways. What I'll do is I'll show you. Early in the spring, we find it's more effective to rip the lure across the surface at a little bit higher speed. It's a small bladed lure, unlike the big musky lures, so the blades sometimes start up a little harder than the bigger blade. A bigger blade will usually kick on a little bit better than these smaller blades. But the pike don't take the big blades. They like these smaller blades, so we go with that. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to fish like we do in the spring. What I do is when I cast a lure, as soon as it hits the water, I flip my bail and I start reeling. And once you throw the lure enough, you'll actually feel those blades engage. And the blades aren't engaged, you don't feel it. What you do is quick snap, tip up, and then reel. Usually with a quick snap of the tip going upwards. So I'll do that one more time. I'll cast in front of the boat, bring it right by the camera. But as soon as this touches the water, I start reeling. The blades usually engage right off the bat. Now if I want to bulge the lure, I'll bring it up closer to the surface. That wasn't a good example of it, but here we go. Until the water starts rolling off the top.
You can see those blades spinning real good.
Another way to fish the lure, later in the year we find when the northerns go down deeper in the water, what we do is we cast the lure out, I'll leave the bail open, and let the lure sink to the bottom. So being into the bottom, we're probably fishing about 10 to 15 feet of water today. So once again, I'll pull up the slack, tip up, and then I'll start reeling. If I want to keep it down deep now, I can tell right off by looking at my pole and the feel in the rod, my blades are spinning. I'll put the lure, the rod straight down in front of me. Right now, the rod tip in the water, and I'll slowly reel this in, and I can feel it thumping. So I know I'm just off the bottom. And you'd be amazed at how slow you can get this to go once these blades are spinning. The other way is just mid-depth. So we'll, take the lure, throw it again. And this time I'm not going to let it hit the bottom, but I'm going to give it like a second and a half. Once again, jerk the rod and get those blades spinning. And I'm going to pick up my retrieve just a little bit more. My rod tip is up a little bit higher up off the water now. And these are the three main ways that we've been fishing it. Now another thing is that you'll see if you watch musky fishermen, they'll figure 8 a lure at the boat. It does work for northern pike. I've done it. I've landed a 13.5 pounder right boat side. he was only concentrated on the lure, the boat didn't even scare him. So when they're in that mode and you could see him chasing it, don't be afraid. He's probably about that much line, about 3 feet of line. And usually you can let it fall, you'll snap it, get those blades spinning, and kind of figure eight it right at the side of the boat. I'll let it fall, jerk it. A lot of times I'll grab it when I'm letting it fall right before I jerk it. Do it one more time. I'll take a shallow cast. About this much line out. I'll bring it right by the boat. I'll let it fall a little bit. Get it started again. There are those special occasions where that method is effective. That's pretty much it. We offer skirts, different colors that you can put on the back of these lures. Website will contain more skirts as time goes on. These are some of the colors we offer right now, and there'll be more to come. Any other questions?
Not at this time.
All right, happy fishing.